Was born with a quirk chapter 2. I think I improved a lot from episode 1, but let's just get into it. But before we start, let's get a recap of episode 1. So in episode 1, Izuku awakened his quirk, and Bulk said that they should work together because his quirks can help him make him sweat. And after a while, they start training together, not with their quirks yet, but they just start training physically. And after 10 years, they actually find Steakable Beach, where they train for the 10 months before UA. The first month, they don't actually get to use their quirks because they're not supervised by a pro hero. But after a month, they find a hero agency which is willing to actually cooperate with them, since that would help clean up the beach and it would just be good for society as a whole. 3 months, the beach would be fully cleaned in 3 months, and then they start harshly training and sparring to test their quirks limits. Instead of All Might being there, it's of course Bakugo cleaning up the beach. So that's pretty much all. They start training, and Deku actually gets a few new moves, one of which is Firehawk, as I'll call it. Firehawk is essentially just a lot of his body heat concentrated into one point that does massive amounts of damage. Bakugo takes inspiration from this and learns AP shots much earlier in the story, since he's actually training instead of just being around. The day of the UA entrance exam arrives, and Izuku does much better on the written exam, since he actually has a lot of time to study in his free time. He also is not nervous about just the exam in general, so he actually runs immediately instead of being left behind. He gets a lot of villain points before Uraraka still gets stuck under the boulders. Deku runs to save her and uses a new technique against the zero-pointer robot. Full body heat, as I'll call it. I did a picture I should do the picture of the hawk, but it's essentially the hawk, but it also surrounds the body, kind of like Tokuyami's quirk. The letter still arrives very late, like in canon, but Izuku is much more surprised when All Might is there, and All Might says, "I am here to tell you your results. Sorry it took so long, but I had to do a lot of paperwork to get here." And then he shows his score. Instead of he actually comes in first, but since he got 60 rescue points and 55 villain points, since he actually was able to kill a lot of villains. After 2 days, the first day of class arrives. The class is just like normal in the beginning, but when they see a yellow caterpillar come up to the door, everyone questions what it is. Then Aizawa comes out of the bag and just shows his presence in general. After a few minutes of talking about who they are and stuff, Aizawa says, "Alright, put on your gym uniforms. We're going to do a quirk assessment test." Let's just say the ball throw stays the same for everyone except for Izuku and Bakugo, of course, since Izuku goes first and instead of Bakugo, since he plays first on the entrance exam. Izuku uses full body heat and Firehawk, and that actually surprises Tokuyami, seeing another bird type thing. But it's just a move, it's not anything to do with his quirk. Izuku is exhausted after that, but he still gets to do the other things, using full body heat to move faster and stronger. Bakugo is essentially the same, but just with more stuff. So he's essentially doing better than in canon. But when he throws the ball, he actually uses AP shots since he wants to be concentrated on the ball. After it goes about 550 meters, more than in canon, I believe. And after about And after the other test, Bakugo places in second, with the Izuku still placing in first. So Mineta gets expelled since he doesn't show much promise. And also, so Aizawa says, Mineta, go to the principal office. I'll be right there. Mineta just screams in terror since he doesn't want to be expelled yet. He says, but how am I supposed to become a hero? There are a lot of other hero schools in Japan. Go to there. You don't have a right to be anyway. Everyone feels kind of sad for Mineta, but when they hear his reason for wanting to become a hero, the girls just look in disgust, and so do some of the boys. That's the end of today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.